This episode is beauty in bed. That's usually what she says when she's like,
tease it to Jesus.
Hello, warriors. Welcome to season 2 of the Invisible Diaries. We're your hosts. I'm Misty.
And I'm Amber. And today we have a very special guest for you.
But first, a quick disclaimer. Any information discussed in this podcast is strictly our opinion and for informational purposes only. It is not meant as medical advice and should not be taken that way. Always consult with your doctor or medical team.
We know battling chronic illness can be hard. And if you find yourself or someone you love in crisis and need someone to talk to, you can call the National Suicide Support Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK, which provides free and confidential support in the U.S. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Again, that number is 1-800-273-TALK.
Any cited resources mentioned on this episode will be linked on our website, theinvisibleidiaries.com. Now let's get started.
Joy is a licensed esthetician and makeup artist, and she will share tips, tricks, and beauty hacks geared towards the chronically ill. She's going to share an idea she came up with for an edible lip scrub, as well as other beauty hacks that can easily be achieved from the home. So this episode is beauty in bed.
Love it. Hi, Joy.
Hi.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us and our listeners today. Why don't you go ahead and tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Well, as Missy said, I am a licensed esthetician. I'm a makeup artist. I love skincare, and I have a lot of really special people in my life that have chronic illness, and I don't, but I'm so overly protective of all of them.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, I'm not one who comes into a restaurant, excuse me, has anything touched this?
Right.
Did you cook with latex gloves? You know,
Right.
I'm that girl. So it's very important to me that I think that beautiful skin and feeling great about yourself shouldn't be limited to people who can like go out and buy the stuff right away, and they're not the only ones who deserve to have great skin and feel good about themselves, because there's so many aspects with chronic illness that, you know, I mean, you don't easily feel good. So your skin should be the place you should feel good.
Absolutely. What do you think is the most important aspect for someone that's trying to maintain, you know, a beauty routine or a hygiene routine that suffers from chronic illness?
Well, make it easy within your scope, within what you can do and what you can physically do. Be proud of yourself for even, you know, having the desire to want to get up and take that shower and wash your hair. Because, I mean, I know my mother-in-law, she has a hard time just even with her chronic illness lifting her arms up to wash her hair and blow dry it out. And that's something that makes her feel beautiful. So what does she do? She goes to her good friend who does her hair, and she gets that blowout once a week, and that's her treat. That's what makes her feel good. And, you know, just make sure that it's something that is safe for you to do, and that you can do it and achieve it at home.
That's really great advice.
Yeah.
I know for me, washing my hair takes a lot of energy, so sometimes I'll wash it, but not necessarily do anything but stick it up on top of my head. So
Yeah.
I don't have chronic illness, I put my hair on top of my head all the time.
Universal done.
Yeah, I feel like for beauty, anyway, for me personally, I can feel horrible, but if I like get up and I put my makeup on, then it's like, you know, I feel like, okay, I'm ready for the day. It makes me feel better in a way. It's like, it's a mental thing. I don't know what it is, but there's something about, you know, making yourself look nice that really just kind of helps, you know, with how you feel within.
Absolutely. And what you do on the outside, even when you're not feeling great on the inside, it does reflect. I know that everyone says beauty is only skin deep, but you know what? It's more than that, because it's like inside. Like, your idea of beauty is different than my idea of beauty.
Absolutely.
So what I do to make myself feel better, well, you might do something different. Like, you know, I mean, I'm just all about it.
My southern grandma used to say, she's like, if you're feeling bad, you know, put your face on.
Yep.
But for me, sometimes it's just putting moisturizer and, you know, throwing some mascara on. But I definitely notice a difference if I take a little bit of time to
Yes, a little self-care.
I was just like,
Like
say
the
that.
bow.
It's like a way of self-care. And for those who don't know, we have a new office space. We're in Cocoa Village, and Joy's our neighbor. She's down the hall. So we thought, how great would this be to,
Happy dance.
Yeah.
Yes.
We do a lot of serious episodes, and we have a lot of fun ones too, but I thought this would be a fun topic that we haven't done yet.
Oh, I love talking about skin, beauty, and makeup. So this is right up my alley, in my wheelhouse. I love it.
So we do have a listener question, and she asked, I am quickly approaching 44 and I've noticed a definite change in my skin tone and elasticity. What would you recommend to help achieve a youthful glow?
Well, something that a lot of people don't really do a lot of, if they don't have that set up kind of skin routine. A lot of times people wake up, maybe splash some water in their face, maybe they wash their face in the morning, maybe they choose to wash their face at night. Always cleanse, exfoliate, because if you don't exfoliate, then your pores, they back up, they get the dead skin cells because our skin is constantly shedding. So we need to constantly exfoliate, and if we don't, and we get that congestion in our pores, those dead skin cells, that's what helps create the fine lines and wrinkles. And elasticity, unfortunately, elasticity is the gift that does not keep on giving. We get to an age and I feel you, girl. I mean, I'm broaching up on, 43 next month. Although for the whole last year, I thought it was 43 already. So I've decided I'm going to be 42 next month.
Bonus.
For the next year. So everyone.
All of us, our birthdays in August.
Yay, Leo people. So we're all very shy Leo people.
Yeah,
very shy. So with elasticity, that does start to go away with age, but there are certain products that you can use that help stimulate collagen, which will give that nice dewy glow back to your skin again. Some people will agree that, drinking like a collagen-based dietary supplement is really good. Anything that promotes collagen growth, because collagen, if you apply it topically, will only last for that small amount of time. It's not something that keeps going because your body creates it. As we get older, our body slows down, and we don't create it as quickly and wonderfully as we did when we were in our 20s, ruining our skin. Bad girls, all of us. And so when we use or stimulate that collagen growth, that's what we need to do. That's one of the ways to, get it going.
Yeah.
Get a little kickstart. So I would say definitely get that glow on by exfoliation. Don't use a apricot scrub or something that's really microscopically is scratchy looking because it can tear the skin microscopically, and which that leads to more fine lines and wrinkles. So you always want to make sure that you use
religiously when I was in high school.
Well, I mean, everyone did. Everyone used the
harsh scrub.
Apricot scrub, but I'm not going to say the name. I'm not going to say the name because it was great. You felt good about yourself. It was like, ooh, I'm doing good for myself.
Yeah.
And back then, yes, but now we know more.
Now I know better.
Also,
speaking of scrubs, so
Scrubs.
Share some secrets. Tell us how we can achieve beauty in bed when we're struggling with low energy. And I know that you have some little goodies and tips and tricks. So get started.
Yes,
share it. Stop holding it in. It is time.
It's time.
Wait, let it out.
So what I do is when I make, this is a coffee scrub, and as you can see, it's not in a cute little fancy mason jar. It's in one of those little spare Tupperware,
Rubbermaid
weird containers you never use for anything. It's too big for salad dressing and too small for rice. Too small for gravy.
What do you put in there?
Exactly. You put coffee.
I don't know. That is my portion of salad dressing, though. I drink salad dressing. I want it all.
You are not incorrect. You're right. But when you put it in your lunchbox, it dumps over and stuff. So, so with this particular thing, the in-home hacks, especially when you have chronic illness, I always have the organic coconut oil.
Oh, okay.
So I'll use the coconut oil, and this actually I'm drinking. I made it fresh this morning. I'm actually
You're drinking your coconut oil?
drinking my coffee. And this is the coffee that I had this morning because I have a Keurig, and that's some of the best coffee to use for a facial scrub.
That's
It's
genius.
very fine. And once it goes through the Keurig machine and you have your K-cup, then you have this really nice, let me see the back of your hand, and you do a circular roll motion. And nothing way too hard because, microscopically I'm not able to look to see what the surface of this looks like. Maybe I'll give it to you so you can take it. You can take it to school and you can tell me what kind of mountainous terrain it is.
I don't have to take it to school. I can take it to home because I have a microscope, girl.
So with this, you can actually do the back of your hands. I mean, nothing makes me feel better than soft hands and not being all scratchy.
Oh, that's true. I
love a nice.
My hands are rough.
I have a question about with the coffee. Do you get a little bit of benefit from the caffeine?
You do, and it's different than when you actually ingest it.
It smells good.
It's actually, coffee is a natural microbial. So, and it also, it does kind of plump up your skin just a little bit, but not like a ton.
I hope I can get.
But the coconut oil moisturizes, it goes down deep. And then what you can do, it's so light, you can either rinse it off or take a paper towel or a wet washcloth and just wipe off the grounds. See, there we go. There's that Texan. The grounds.
So my favorite is to do the coffee scrub on my legs because I get dry legs after I shave and they'll just be like they're thirsty. Yeah. So I, and having like tattoos and stuff, like it just makes them pop with the moisture and getting all the dead skin cells off.
Yeah.
Well, and to me, like the more steps you can take out. So if you're able to do like a pre-scrub like this, so you had your coffee this morning, then you're repurposing the coffee, and you're able to use it as a pre-scrub before you shave. Like for me, I can't use lotion because it it breaks me out. So something like coconut oil, which is something I do anyway. Two steps in one.
And we all love to repurpose things and reuse things, and so
yes, and also too, this is great for when you're shaving your armpits as well. You can put it if you tend, because people with chronic illness, sometimes they have a thyroid and their skin under their armpits gets a little bit darker than normal. So this is really good to get in there and kind of scrub prior to shaving your armpits.
Yeah. Well, and so many people suffer from mast cell, or any type of topical allergies. It's nice to know that coffee and
simple
coconut oil.
Because a lot of times when we look at beauty products and you turn the label around and the ingredients are so long, and a lot of those things they can trigger a response. So,
well, and being able to, if you can eat it, because somebody had said, before that your skin is your largest organ, and so you shouldn't ever put anything on your skin necessarily that, especially those that are more sensitive, that you wouldn't eat. So something that's edible. Genius.
Yeah, something that we can you just go two ingredients and that's it.
Genius.
And actually, it was just a full K-cup. And it was, I think it was 1.5 teaspoons of coconut oil. And it was the solid. So then it starts to...
And it smells so nice. Like you don't even need artificial, fragrances in a product when it smells amazing to begin with. You can smell a little bit of the coconut and then the coffee, of course. So
Well, see, this is a question for you because of, you doing your wild apothecary. Now, would you, in a mat or a scrub, is there a difference of the oil between a therapeutic and one that can be put into a product to eat?
No, just as long as it's, if it's like an organic, like a good quality, edible quality, it's fine. And you can kind of switch around the oils as carrier oil. I like this, because it smells really nice with a little bit of the coconut. You can also use like grapeseed oil, apricot oil. Those are really light oils. Avocado oil is another good one that helps with arthritis, and it helps with the absorption. So you can really play around if you don't happen to have coconut oil, or if you have any issues with that, mix it up.
Yeah, and you can add, you want like a cafe au lait scent, you can always put the like a vanilla essential oil or something and kind of, make it your own. If
I
you
like
have
orange coffee, or peppermint. Peppermint's fun. So yeah,
that's fun. So my other little hack, and this is also coconut oil and brown sugar. That's all this is. And
that's definitely edible.
That is definitely edible, and I brought, because this is what I always have chopsticks here. Here's a chopstick. I buy them by the pack. So take a scoopy.
Oh, maybe.
There you go, and you're gonna put it on your lips.
Girl, we have lipstick on. But we'll figure this out. Okay,
Yeah.
so let me take a picture. I'm like totally taking pictures in the middle of recording.
Okay.
Because
So we can do
these gotta go on our page. Get Amber in there.
So,
Okay, so I'm gonna
so
put
no one
this
else is
on my
going to do this.
wrist.
So what I'm going to do is,
Oh, it does feel really nice.
so what you do, yeah.
And it tastes good.
So this is,
Dang.
you said brown sugar?
Mm-hmm.
Brown sugar and
Coconut oil.
Oh my gosh, it tastes so good.
It's
I'm
a
just gonna
treat.
eat it all.
Yeah, it's like a cookie thing.
It is a treat.
Wow.
So you put it on your lips,
That is really good.
and you roll it around and grind it in, and slowly the sugar starts to dissolve, and you can lick it off, but the delicious exfoliation of the brown sugar goes away, but the moisture of the coconut oil definitely stays.
And
I
the granules
love-
kind of break off some of the
Mhm.
dead skin, so when you have that dry,
Yeah. And I like using a fine sugar, and I like using a brown sugar,
Right.
an organic brown sugar. You can always use a white sugar, whatever you want, but I just love that, the flavor that the brown sugar gives, because I love brown sugar.
it's so good.
Attention to
Now to
detail.
store it, do you just throw it in the fridge for next time?
Actually,
or
you don't
just
even
make it
need
as you
to.
go?
This doesn't even need to be, it depends on how big of a container. You can, because I would hate for someone to put this on a nightstand and totally forget about it and it go in. You definitely can. I make small batches. I never,
Yeah.
because you just want it to stay fresh.
And making sure to use something, not your dirty finger. Right.
True, but if it's your own dirty finger going on your own dirty face,
Just
hey.
wash your hands because I got this petri dish of the fingerprints, and
Yeah.
even though like one of them, the Astrid was just out of the shower,
Right.
it still grew. So yeah,
Amazing.
Yeah, wash your
Always
hands.
wash your hands.
wash your hands.
Washing the
Popsicle
hands.
sticks too. You can
Yep.
Yeah.
you can even use a spoon, like whatever whatever you have. That's the whole point of all this simple.
Yeah.
Well, I love the homemade
Easy.
stuff aspect because, especially with chronic illness, when you're in a flare, you don't always want to leave the house to go buy things. So the fact that
Yeah.
you can make these things that are not only good for you, but good for your skin and your body,
And they
amazing.
help you feel good.
I love
And
it.
we're all about feeling good. We want to feel good as good
Feeling
as
good
we
and we don't
can.
have to travel anywhere.
Yeah.
Don't have to go to the grocery
I guess that'd be
store.
beauty in
My
bed.
hand is so
I
soft
love
now.
it. Yeah, it's amazing.
See, and that's the thing, is like the coconut oils and the shea butters and coconut butter, those are all really, really great hydrating oils and butters that are great for our skin. And we usually will opt to go and buy some fancy whatever and put it on, and I don't know about you, but any of that Bath and Body Works stuff or Victoria's Secret smells wonderful, but at the same time, I get dry real fast later.
Well, they have alcohol in them, and then with a fragrance, it's
with
an
the layering,
undisclosed,
it's layering.
ingredient within the fragrance. The fragrance, if you see fragrance on anything, it's basically an undisclosed bunch of ingredients there because it's a trademark.
Yeah.
So people can squeeze in like the formaldehyde and other things, which can really affect people, give people migraines. So
Wow.
if you go to ewg.org, you can actually put in any ingredient that's in a household product or a beauty product, and it will tell you if there's any allergens, and it'll grade it for you. So if you did want to try any of your stuff at home and you don't feel like making anything, that's cool too. Just check out the ingredients.
Yeah,
on the
you can
website.
search by category, you can search by, brand, you can
Yeah.
search by ingredients.
I
So
don't know, my 7th grade sun-ripened raspberry 7th grader is crying on the inside now.
so true.
Oh my
No.
gosh. We'll just ask the question again. Great. Is it the battery?
No, battery's fully charged.
Maybe you just went sleepy.
Maybe
Yes,
it's
you
just
charge shouldn't
the image, the screen. Okay, we'll ask that again.
Okay.
We already have the pimple question, so you could just
Okay.
start.
So the thing is that some people just don't know where they need to stop, and they just keep going and start, once they get something out, they're like, ooh, and they just get all excited, like, oh, I'm going to get this. But there's different types of pimples. There's the regular kind of pimples that you get every now and then. There's the hormonal kind. There's the cystic kind. Those you need to leave alone, because if you start, there's a certain amount of bacteria that you can spread it. And that's what we're really worried about when people start going in gung-ho to start, not only that, scarring.
Trauma, that's
And
traumatic to the skin.
It really is, and you spread, and people don't know how to cleanse the area properly. As estheticians, we do a thing called extractions, where we'll sit there and we cleanse the face, sanitize the area. We know where we need to go underneath the zit to get it out, blackheads, whiteheads, pustules, whatever. But we know where we need to slow our roll and go, okay, well, you know what, maybe you need to go see a dermatologist and have something else done. That will help. But if it's like one pimple and it's a little whitehead and it's right there, and you clean your hands, you clean the area, and it's just bugging you really bad, I mean, I do it. I do it. My son, if he gets one, which, you know, he's at that age, I'm like, yep. It's like, and it's so funny because I'll start working on him or something, and my husband's like, you have a professional here. You better not complain. She knows what she's doing. Sit down, shut up. And he does. He's a good client. He's a good little patient. But yeah, I mean, that's going to be a judgment call. I mean, I do it. I know what I'm doing. I wouldn't go all crazy on it. I wouldn't go ninja on them.
Yeah.
No body pins.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you get underneath a zit that has a whitehead on it, then, you know, and then you get that seed out, because a lot of times you find that seed. Once you get that seed, and once there's blood or there's oozing, stop.
Yeah.
Don't keep going. Because some people think, oh, okay, well, if there's blood, then I've got it all. So they're getting the ooze out, and it's like, no, you need to stop. Now you need to stop and just kind of disinfect it again and let it be.
Yeah.
Let it be.
Makes sense.
But also, too, I mean, if someone is having a zit and they don't pop, because a ton of people don't pop, then the night before, take some toothpaste, put it on the zit, go to bed.
There you go.
When they wake up
So
in
the
the morning,
toothpaste, the
toothpaste.
toothpaste.
That's a different kind of show.
The toothpaste trick actually works, is what you're saying?
It totally works.
Oh.
The mint in it actually takes away the redness, and it can shrink up a zit.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, if you brush your teeth with it, it's safe.
I love it.
So you put it on your skin.
I like tea tree oil because it'll dry it out and
Yep.
it's antiseptic.
Same idea. Tea tree oil.
Yeah.
I'll do that too. But before the whole, essential oil revolution. I mean,
not everyone has.
You know, I always did
to,
toothpaste wherever. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great hack.
Yeah. Don't go to town on the blackheads either. I wouldn't do that.
So not the whole face, just spot treatment.
Just spot treatment. It's good for the spot treatment. You know.
I love it. What else? Anything else? You gotta milk her for all that she's worth.
I know. I'm trying to think. What other issues? Oh, I do have a question actually. Which I don't know. So for me, my problem areas tend to be the back of my arms.
Mm-hmm.
I have that like chicken skin, I guess they call it, where it's so sensitive, like detergents or lotions or any of that kind of stuff.
So you get like the little the white, like the bumps,
like the white bumps, but then and it is hard to not pick them absolutely.
Right.
Oh
yeah.
No. But I should say, all right.
For those who are not watching us on YouTube, so I'm holding the coffee.
The coffee scrub, the scrub. Definitely those. I've gotten those in the past, and it depends. Sometimes it's like a yeast or something that builds up from your skin. You just need to scrub it. My son gets it, and I'm just like, go scrub, and.
Which makes sense because if it's an antimicrobial with the coffee, that
Right.
really helps.
And you
Sometimes
can just
it can be like an internal thing,
Mhm.
like I know you have a
Allergy.
allergy,
Yeah.
so it can also be like your body's way. So you can also kind of investigate by maybe eliminating stuff. But on an outer level, I know Rez would get that. He's sensitive to detergent, so
I
soothing
do better
it
when
will
I wear
help.
sleeveless shirts because when I sweat in the summer, I notice it's much worse
Oh, wow.
because it opens up the detergent. Even though I use free and clear, like it's still
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good idea, though,
but
the
definitely
so
scrub.
smart.
Scrub
Going home and
because-
making a batch today.
Yeah, because we
I got
don't.
coffee girl.
If you think about it, we don't. I mean, how much of our body do we actually like scrub? I mean,
Yeah,
most of the
that's
scrubs that are out on the market, they have like a lot of fragrance in them. You kind of steer clear of them. So yeah, I mean, legs, armpits, arms, back of the arms.
Yeah.
I mean, because those are tough not to want to pick, for real. I mean, you feel
Yeah.
them, it's like,
You're like, you want it to be smooth, so you just start picking.
yep, and that does not work. You need to buff.
So one more question, and then we'll start wrapping up. I have another question about scars. Like, what do you suggest for, smoothing out a scar, or maybe helping with the sensitivity, or just calming it down, making it a little less,
Angry.
scar-like.
Scars for me, because I'm very, very fair skin, and so something very small, like just a quick little scrape or a cut, because I'm like so pale, I'm like 2 shades lighter than mayonnaise, and I scar so bad. So what I usually do is when it starts to heal, I will scrub it. I always exfoliate. You want to get that fresh. Yes, you want to make sure that you exfoliate that, but also too, vitamin E oil is a really, really good thing. Anything that has high vitamin C in it, like a serum or something, that also helps.
So keep it moisturized.
You have to keep it moisturized, and when you do a serum, or you do, like I've even gotten Scar-Gone, and that works really well, but it's like with the scarring gel, there's these little metal balls in the pin, and you stimulate the new cell skin growth, and it actually starts to disperse it out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's different kinds of scars. There's the ones that are just on the surface scars from, a sore that you picked, or, a mosquito bite, or there's the kind that are risen. Yes, and I have keloidic skin, so, I always need to make sure that if I'm using a scar gel, that I get the one in the pin that has the little massaging balls on it and roll it around. I fell once and I hit my head, so I had a scar here and here. So I was like rubbing it.
Well, it seems like it helps.
Yeah, it does. It does. It definitely. I mean, and the funny thing is I'm telling you this. The scar stuff that I got, it was the most weird generic name. It was Scar Away. I was like, where's the cape? I mean, Scar Away. I mean, it worked really well for me. But, if you have vitamin E or those vitamin E capsule things, you just put it on there and just make sure you stimulate it.
Well, thank you so much. I feel
You're
like we
welcome.
learned a lot.
Thank you.
And now I know that people are going to want to find you and connect with you, so please give us that information. So,
Well, you can find me on Facebook, Joyous Skincare Plus Beauty, not and beauty, but plus sign, on Facebook. And go on, give me a like, post a question,
yeah.
anything at all. I'm always checking it. I'm on Instagram, Joyous Mac. But it's kind of like my life. It's not just because skincare and makeup, it's all part of my life, and so is my husband, and so is my son. So and my best friends and everything. So you'll see all sorts of good things scattered in, because I'm friends with everybody. We're just friends.
I love it. Yeah.
So yeah, and soon I will be opening my shop in Cocoa Village in Cocoa, Florida. So
Yay.
excited, nestled up tight in the heart of Cocoa Village. So excited, and I've got great neighbors.
Yay.
Woo-hoo.
Well, thank you, and
Well, thank you for having me.
We'll put all of your information on our blog site for everyone,
Appreciate it.
so they can find you, and pictures of the scrub and all of this good stuff.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much for listening and for being a part of the Invisible Diaries community.
As always, we ask that you leave us a 5-star review on whatever platform you are listening to. That helps others to find us as well. Make sure you're following us on Instagram and Facebook for the latest updates, and subscribe to our website, theinvisibleidiaries.com, where you'll find all the details from today's podcast as well as other amazing resources. You can also check out our digital magazine.